Everyone checking in on the USMJ sector. It's been a while. I put out these videos for Chart Guys members every weekend, but I figure it's the holidays, so we'll make them public. Gonna do a USMJ, Canadian MJ, and a mushroom video. So keep an eye out for all of those. So looking at USMJ, to just give a broader statement before we look at the technical analysis, the bulls are in complete control. We know that. We're extremely strong in uptrends. It's slow and steady to the upside. It's not the big pops that Canadian MJ names saw back when we were breaking out and in blue sky breakout with the hype and FOMO there. But bulls will absolutely take the action that we're seeing. It's just slow and consistent. And at this point, in my opinion, I've said it a couple times, but I feel that the S&P 500 would have to see notable pullback and weekly consolidation if we're going to see the sector see any kind of notable pullback either. We don't really have any kind of bearish news coming out in the short term that could lead to a catalyst as far as a little sell-off is concerned. So I just think it would be a point where we reach short term, the demand has certainly outweighed supply of shares, but eventually we'll see a little bit of that shift and weekly consolidation. But again, broader market, in my opinion, will have to dictate that. And the broader market is staying strong at this point. That can change any day, but certainly keeping an eye on the broader market for that reason. So IIPR, we did see an all-time high right under 200 psychological and a bit of a pullback here. We have an inside bar today, no volume, half-day trading day. The most important short-term support is 184.08, where we had a little gap down open, and that was a day that the broader market dictated weakness, and the bulls bought the dip on that lower open. Let's make sure I got my days right here, but SPY on the 21st, yeah, we gapped down open, excuse me, gapped down open on SPY, and we saw that impact the sector, but the bulls bought the dip in SPY, and they bought the dip in the sector as well. So that would be a short-term level, and we can just keep an if-then statement. If 184.08 is holding, then the bulls have complete control. If that level were to be lost, we would zoom out and look for weekly consolidation to be underway. Anything above 148, make that 146.81, is a weekly high or low. So you need to determine what time frame is the most important for you. Are you going to be more than willing to sit through weekly consolidation? Are you going to be willing to sit through monthly consolidation? What is your criteria for exiting? What is your target? What is your stop loss? These are answers we all need to know on every single position that we have, so we have a clearly established game plan and we don't have to be making decisions on a daily basis by watching the price action. So still in a daily uptrend. If that uptrend is lost, we look for a weekly high or low. And cooling things off, we were definitely overextended. I believe they had news mixed in here where they were increasing their dividend again, and it's extremely strong. GRWG is extremely strong as well. This period of consolidation here was just a weekly high or low. Little bull flag following through and confirming. Daily uptrend, lots of space. Right now, I would say anything above 32.30 is a daily high or low. We're starting to just see the initial signs of consolidation. If I'm looking for an entry and I'm looking for a daily high or low, I'm watching hourly oversold conditions. And right now we have an hourly RSI in the low 40s, so we would have to see a drop down towards 40 and below to be getting oversold on the hourly. And then we watch the daily EMA 12 as a little bit of a target as well, especially if that hourly RSI is aligning oversold with that level. So that's what bulls are waiting for. And just as a general trade, what we call backburner trades, which you Google backburner chart guys, that'll come up. But essentially first oversold conditions on the 5-minute and on the hourly when coming off of all-time highs has been a really reliable trade in 2020 in a lot of sectors. The electric vehicle sector, done it a lot on Tesla and NIO, and even some of the sports gambling names like Penn. So that's been a great trade, and we'll see if it's going to be another good one for GRWG. Let's just go back and look and see what happened last time we hit hourly oversold coming off of the all-time high. And it marked a nice bounce. So right there, that was the first time. So all-time high at 37, pulled back, daily consolidation underway, hourly oversold, and we bounced from 30 to 34. So that was a 13% bounce on first hourly oversold conditions. MSOS, bulls in complete control. Volume is tapering off, and this volume spike was when options started trading on MSOS. And again, the bulls are extremely comfortable. Look at the EMA 12. Every time we test it, we hold it, and that keeps the bulls in complete control. A lot of people draw uptrend lines, but you don't need to draw an uptrend line when you've got a moving average that's doing it for you. Anything above 34.50 is a higher low. That's the price level that's keeping the bulls in control. Look at the strong closes. Look at the high of the day closes 7 days in a row. That's very notable, and it's just, again, no huge days. Today was 1.1%, but it's just a slow and steady grind up. And I highlighted on Twitter recently a trade that I took on MSOS because I have exposure to swing positions on USMJ names, and I've trimmed them a little bit on this run up, but I'm still holding half. And it looked a little bit toppy on MSOS. We had a top at 35.54, and then we topped out at 35.50 and 35.60, and there was no follow through. So on this day, December 18th, I shorted MSOS. And that at that point in time, I had a short that size was comparable to my holdings in individual MSOs. So that means that if we go up and I stop out on a break of this resistance level, then I leave a little bit of profit on the table because I take a little loss in my short and my longs keep going up. If we pull back from there, I'm essentially locking in my gains without having to sell any of my positions, because if we pull back, my short makes money while my longer swing positions lose money. So I put my stop at 35.61. I missed stopping out by a penny on the day that I entered. And then that was the day that SPY gapped down open the following day. And MSOS did respond to that and dropped as well. And I covered half of my position at 34.61 into the weakness. And then the bulls bought the dip all day, and I exited the other half on a new all-time high. It was essentially a break-even trade. So a non-event trade, but it was essentially putting my seatbelt on just in case we pulled back any meaningful way, and we didn't. And ideally, not losing anything because of that pullback that allowed me some breathing room. But that was very short-lived, and it's been all bulls since then, and they are in complete control. Daily uptrend, higher lows, no sign of slowing down. Again, broader market, in my opinion, is going to have to derail this short-term bull move in the sector, and then again, just watching for either weekly or monthly consolidation, depending. So I now ordered the top 4 MSOs in their order of strength as far as where we stand in the short term. And GTBIF with a daily higher low and a new line in the sand level, 22.30. And whenever I'm saying line in the sand, I mean as long as that level is holding, nothing changes. Bulls keep complete control. So 22.30 is that new level, and it's at the lead here because it had 3 solid green days and closed pretty much at the high of the week. And the weekly time frame is still very strong as well. Now we look at TCNNF, and it's not closing as strong. We're seeing a bit of profit taking to end the week here. We had the all-time high at 33.13, and we had this higher open. Again, I really don't like the OTC market makers and how they open these candles. They have a lot more control because there's no pre-market volume and traders dictating where we open. So we opened at 33.45, but that level doesn't really mean much to me. For me, it's 33.13 that's more important. Line in the sand short-term level support, 31 on the dot. If we were to lose 31, again, we zoom out and look for weekly consolidation with anything above 24.54 being a weekly higher low. CRLBF has pretty much been sideways here. Not a lot going on. That's leaving some people frustrated. Again, looking at peers, and over this point in time where it has gone down, I might have skipped. I skipped CURLF. We'll go right back. But we currently are down 6% in the last couple of weeks, and everybody else is up. So that's a notable difference. So CURLF, same thing. We hit the high up here at 13.09, and we didn't close the week at the high. Short-term key support is 11.97. Daily EMA 12. Look at it just grinded on the way up. If we lose that support level of 11.97, we will likely lose the daily EMA 12, and then weekly consolidation, anything above 940 maintains the weekly uptrend. And again, CRLBF, sideways, weakest of the bunch. If you just show me this stock and don't tell me anything about it and its sector peers or anything, I'd say it's extremely healthy. Weekly bull flag possible, no red flags whatsoever. It's only when you compare it to its peers that it is showing relative weakness. Not massive, it's just, if we had to put somebody last, it's going to be them. So we got short-term support was 963, and we held that level with the double bottom at 965. So we'll call 963 the most important short-term level. If that level holds, it is a weekly bull flag. If that level breaks, the odds of it being a weekly bull flag will decrease if we get any follow-through on that break. TRSF. So we had a period of consolidation here where the sector was not consolidating. And again, I don't trade these names. They are too low volume for me to be interested, but that doesn't mean there's not money to be made. I was definitely trading penny stocks and smaller cap names early in my trading career. 873 is a key level on the weekly. That's our higher low. Bulls are hoping that's a weekly bull flag. And the only thing that I would say as cautionary is just the fact that the high is 11% away and the sector as a whole has not seen consolidation here. So we can say if the sector starts consolidation, TRSF is not positioned as well because it has already started that weekly consolidation while none of our other names have. If I had to pick short-term levels, 1013 is a little top here and then 1009. So 1013 short-term resistance and short-term support is 950. And we've been in the range between those two levels essentially for the last 5 days. ncxxif, big bull breakout. Daily consolidation underway again. Just got to be real cautious of the volatility. We pulled back 30%. Then we see a significant bull move of 55%. So a lot of volatility in both directions. Some days volume disappears. We traded $100,000 back on December 14th. And then some days, like Wednesday, no, that was Tuesday, we trade $1.5 million. But again, it's not comparable to peers. It's trading 10% of the dollar volume of its peers. If you're okay with that, that's fine, but I personally am not okay with that. So we're looking for a daily higher low, anything above 112. Solid uptrend, bulls in complete control. And we're looking back to we already did get that all-time high, 120. What was it, the Canadian ticker that wasn't all-time highs yet, I believe? So we had a high of 158. Next level would be 176. All right, that's where we stand for the U.S. Definitely paying attention to early January and the Senate vote. Right now, I believe betting odds are favoring the Republicans to keep control of the Senate, which means if that does not happen, expect a solid bullish reaction in the sector because it is not anticipated and it would definitely be bullish news and a way more favorable environment in the government for passing any changes that could see these tickers uplist. And that's going to be a game changer. The dollar volume will go from 15 million to 20 million being a big day in these names compared to, hundreds of millions. CGC average volume on the daily is over 100 million. All right, happy holidays. Have a good long weekend, and we will see what next week brings. Check out the other videos.